Good morning, graduates, friends, family members, distinguished guests. Welcome to Convocation at the University of Waterloo. My name is Ferdinand Handelopper, and I have the honor of serving as President and Vice Chancellor of this great university. It's my privilege to welcome you all to campus for this momentous occasion to celebrate the accomplishments of our soon-to-be graduates. Not quite yet. Before we start this exciting day of celebration and tradition, it is important to reflect, acknowledge, and pay respect to the elders, past and present, of the neutral Anishinaabe and Haudenosaunee peoples. We are gathered today on their traditional territory as the University of Waterloo sits on the Haldimand Tract, the land promised to the Six Nations people along the Grand River. And ladies and gentlemen, if you please rise, if you're able to now, while I invite Michael Klein to sing our national anthem.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true North strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God, keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Thank you, Michael, and please be seated. And now it's my honor to invite our Chancellor, Mr. Dominic Barton, to the podium to start the Convocation procession.
Well, good morning. It's wonderful to see everyone here, especially the graduates and family, friends, relatives who are going to be able to support and congratulate you as well on an amazing achievement. Ferdinand, Provost Rush, and the faculty who've done so much work to help all of our graduates get here, a special recognition. What I wanted to do today is really three things. One is to say congratulations. Two is talk a little bit about the context in which you're going to be leading as you leave this place and move on and help shape the world as we move ahead. And third, just to talk a little bit about the arrangements or the process that we're going to go through here over the next couple of hours. The first is, I think, that on the recognition side is really to understand what a special moment this is. I don't think it's just the time that you've spent here. There have been many years that you have spent in preparing to be here. And I want to particularly thank the parents and relatives for helping everyone get here, because it's a long journey, but it's a milestone in the journey. So can we all, first of all, congratulate again the class that's going to be here graduating today. And could I also ask the graduates to thank family and friends who are here who supported you? We'll do this many times. But I want to say a little bit about this place that you are graduating from, because I think it is a most exceptional place. I didn't have the chance to be able to get into Waterloo, nor obviously graduate from it. But I can tell you from my wanderings around the planet, the fact that there is some affiliation with Waterloo is what grabs people's attention. And it grabs people's attention because of what people from Waterloo have done and are doing in the world, making significant contributions. And it's in a broad range of fields. And I think it's not only because of the skills that you've learned here and because of the faculty that's helped you in learning those skills and capabilities, it's the experience that you've gone through in this unique university, which I think is one of the most unique universities in the world. And it's a relationship that we hope that you will continue to have as you leave Waterloo, that you will always be a part of the Waterloo family, and we will be resting on your laurels. I want to talk just for 2 minutes about the world you're entering into, and again, I think Waterloo has prepared you well for it. I think you're going to be entering into one of the most exciting times in human history, at least from a 500-year time frame. We're seeing a huge amount of change happening at one particular time. We're seeing a re-rise of Asia and Africa, which is where the dominant economic power will be for the foreseeable future. It will not be in the West. That's where it will be. And so forging relationships and understanding how those parts of the world work will be very important in your leadership time frame. We're in the beginnings of, I think, one of the most exciting technology revolutions ever. It's early stages. Waterloo is very much at the center of that, not only with artificial intelligence, but with how technology is applied to every single discipline that is out there. Medicine, aging care, the whole range of areas, and we're only in the early stages. We are now becoming the oldest planet we've ever been. We're going to have more people over the age of 65 than under the age of 14 in the next 5 years. And as I say, as I get older, I don't think there's a problem with that. But old people actually cost a lot of money. It takes a lot to take care of us as we get through. It's one of the reasons why I'm so excited that Waterloo is doing a lot on aging. But it's going to represent a lot of opportunities and challenges in and of itself. And then we have the fourth force that's there, which is many people around the world are frustrated with where they are. 500 million people in North America and Europe over the last 15 years have had flat or declining income. And they're not happy about that. And rising inequality and a frustration with how processes work means we're going to have to see a lot of innovation in the public policy side, what companies do and what we all do. So that's a bit of the environment that you are going to be leading in over the next 20 to 30 years, some of the most exciting times. And I think, again, Waterloo will have positioned you well for that. At a recent conference I was at last week, it was actually on space. And the discussion was, is there going to be conflict in space? How are we going to cooperate? What will that look like? Someone then asked a question out of the blue, which actually eventually grabbed everyone's attention. And the question that young person asked was, that's all very interesting. My question to you is, how long will it take before we have 100,000 humans living in outer space? And everyone at first thought, is this person having the magic mushrooms, or where are they from? And it turned out that was a student from Waterloo. And I was very proud because that actually changed the conversation completely in where people are. And this curiosity and being able to ask fundamental questions, challenging orthodoxies, is something that I hope you will take with you as you move ahead. So that's just a bit of the background. Let me talk a little bit about the process over the next couple of hours. We're going to confer an honorary degree on an individual who you will hear more about, who's made an extraordinary contribution to society, also to this university and our communities more broadly. We're then going to confer bachelor's, master's, and doctoral degrees in that order. And then we're going to give awards to a faculty member who has excelled in their field. And then medals will be given to graduating students who've excelled in their studies. So that's kind of the program. As I said, I've spent most of my career trying to predict things for leaders. I've most often got it wrong, but I'm going to predict this will take 2 hours as we go through it. Can't guarantee it, but that's how it'll be. And please remain in your seats as every individual goes through. We've got a great list, and I think we need to spend as much attention on the first person as the last person going through the program. Anyhow, graduates, congratulations again on an amazing achievement. I look forward to seeing you coming across the stage. And I'd like to invite Gail Cuthbert-Brandt, who's Professor Emeritus, Renison University College, to the podium to take us forward. Thank you very much.
Mr. Chancellor, I present Judy Jawinski. After earning both her honors BA and Master of Arts in English at the University of Waterloo, Judy Jawinski would go on to serve the university, its colleges, and its students for more than 40 years. While she is best known for her tireless dedication and innovative approach to student learning and success, her natural ability to create partnerships and bridge disciplines equipped her well to play an essential part in the university's successful foray into international education. Ms. Jawinski began her long and impressive career at Waterloo as a part-time faculty member at Renison University College and as the first manager of the university's writing clinic. She went on to establish the regional affiliate of TESOL Ontario, a professional federation of teachers of English as a second language. Beginning in 1994, she developed the English Language Institute at Renison University College and eventually served as the administrative dean at that college. A trailblazer in developing and delivering innovative approaches for improving the English language skills of both domestic and international students, Judy's passion for teaching and her administrative talents were well recognized. She also made significant contributions to Waterloo's internationalization agenda. Working closely with various faculties on campus, most notably engineering, science, and environment, Judy played a pivotal role in recruiting and retaining international students. She also served as a visiting professor in China. The extremely high regard for Judy's expertise was demonstrated in 2013 when she was appointed as the Provost Special Advisor on Language Competency. Mr. Chancellor, in recognition of her vision, her innovative programming, and her unwavering devotion to enhancing the learning experiences of University of Waterloo students, I request that you bestow the title of Honorary Member of the University upon Judy Jawinski.
Yep. Sorry. Yeah. Wonderful. Thank you so much. No, I'm sorry. No. Yeah. I'm honored to confer upon you, Judy Jawinski, the title of Honorary Member of the University. I extend my sincere congratulations. Thank you.
I now invite Lori Campbell, Director, Waterloo Indigenous Student Center, St. Paul's University College, to the podium.
Mr. Chancellor, I present Siam Lee Miracle. Siam Lee Miracle is a prolific writer and critic who uses her political insight and literary talent to advocate for Indigenous peoples. Writing through a decolonizing lens, Lee Miracle focuses on the experiences of Indigenous women in order to shed light on the racism, sexism, and economic oppression that Canadian Indigenous peoples have faced and continue to face today. She is an advocate for reviving and nourishing Indigenous cultures. This advocacy was evident in her first book, Bobby Lee, Indian Rebel, which aimed to tell the stories of oppressed people and imagine a future where Indigenous peoples are equal. First published in 1975, Bobby Lee was also one of the first books published by an Indigenous author in Canada. Over the course of her long career as a storyteller, Lee Miracle has published many works of fiction, poetry, and nonfiction. Her writing, combining Longhouse story requirements with European story and structure, has opened the door to different cultural storytelling modes, not just for Indigenous authors, but also for authors of color. This highly innovative writing style has ushered a new era of Indigenous literature, and she is considered to be, rightly so, one of the most influential Indigenous writers in the world. A dedicated mentor of young authors and a powerful advocate for Indigenous justice, Miracle is one of the most important voices in Canadian society today. Mr. Chancellor, in recognition of her outstanding contributions to the literary landscape and her ability to argue for systemic change to Canadian society while advocating for Indigenous rights, I request that you confer the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa, upon Siam Lee Miracle.
Congratulations. I am honored to confer upon you, Siam Lee Miracle, the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa. I extend my sincere congratulations, Doctor.
I now invite Dr. Miracle to the podium to address Convocation. I now invite Dr. Miracle to the podium to address Convocation.
All that going back and forth. All that going back and forth is to make you feel ridiculous, so you don't get a big head. I think I'm too late for that. First of all, it's a tremendous honor. Second time I threw my glasses to be here and to receive this Doctor of Laws. I'm sure this university doesn't know, but law, Indigenous law, is what I was actually trained in throughout my childhood. So I thought this was rather appropriate, though I'm not quite sure why I received it. I do thank the people who nominated me and who made this decision to grant me this. I have done a great deal in my life. I don't want to recite that. What I do want to do is talk to you as Canadian people. I appreciate the speech by your president, but we are not over 65 yet. We're Indigenous people. When I was 9, the average lifespan of an Indigenous person was 39. So when I hit 40, I went to celebrate. My kids said, no, it's 49. So I hit 50 and I was going to celebrate. They said, no, it's 66 for women now. I finally hit 67 and it hasn't changed. I was beginning to think there was no pleasing you all. Anyway, I wanted you to know that. I want to thank everyone for giving me this honor. I would also like to thank the hard work of Senator Murray Sinclair, Dr. Marie Wilson. I get a little bit emotional when I mention these three people. And Willie Littlechild. I'm sure the rest, that not all of you feel as deeply about the work of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission as Indigenous people do. But I know that many of you are standing there looking at me receive this honor with a sense of respect. Some of you even know my work. A short 50 years ago, in my home province, publishers would not publish Bobby Lee because they said Indians cannot read. I went about the province with 12 graduates of high school that were Indigenous, thanks to a few $1,000s each from the other Trudeau, the first Trudeau, and the help of Frontier College. We decided to teach Indigenous people to read. I found out that many of us could not read, 2/3 of us, in fact. And so we went about the province and we got them to sign a petition. And when we had 3,500 signatures, we went back to the publishers and said, now we have a bestseller. The people promised to buy the book now that they could read. And that's how it got published. I know it's a little bit self-serving, isn't it? But I was determined to get published. That's the number I had to teach to read and write, and we were successful. That was my crossroads. I was in the first year of college. I don't know if you know, but 1968 is the year we were allowed to go to college. And I think some of you were probably well past born then, but some of you might have been kids. And the country did not know this and still does not know this about Canada. I also am an Order of Canada, and I was told when I received the Order of Canada that women got the vote in 1923, I believe. And of course, that's patently false for many women in this country, Indigenous women, Asian women, and African Canadian women. And I think if we pursue anything in our lives as Canadians, we should pursue truth. There has been a terrible amount of mythology surrounding us. Most Canadians believe that we take your taxpayers' money and don't do anything. In fact, the bulk of the wealth from our communities goes to you. We don't get a single dollar of your taxes. I want you to know that going out these doors, because many Canadians do not. We also don't get that wealth until after it's washed out here in the South, particularly people in the North. Not too long ago, Trudeau gave $7 billion to an oil company to pursue tar sands when none of us wanted. And that money had been earmarked for water for Indigenous people. So we will do again without water for another decade in the North and many parts of the South. You're going to work somewhere in this country, or you're going to pursue master's degrees and PhDs. And I do hope, like some Canadians in my home province, that you're going to study these circumstances that we face in Canada and many immigrant people as well. There are 200,000 immigrant people living below the poverty line in the Toronto area, and they are extremely educated people. But they're driving taxis and sweeping floors because we are quick to invite them and slow to give them posts in this country. At the same time, I was asked not to retire. And I deeply feel that I should not be sitting in a position that someone who's driving a taxi should be filling at the University of Toronto. So I did resign my associate professorship there when I turned 65. I want to talk to you a little bit about reconciliation. You have a big sign about it. And one of the things that Senator Sinclair said is that education got us in this mess and education will get us out. While our people were in residential school learning about their valuelessness, you and your parents and your grandparents were also learning terrible lies about us. We have proven that it is not true because now that we've been writing for the second generation now, we have the Giller, we have several GGs, we have the Amazon in Vermette, Catherine Vermette, and a number of other awards, a few of them mine. And so we have shown ourselves to be completely capable when standing next to you. But we have had to have the chance to genuinely stand next to you without persecution. When I went to school, Indigenous children were 9 times more likely to be beaten daily than any other race in the country. If you take Indigenous people out of the statistics, Canada is ranked 5th in the world. If you put us back in, it's 75th. There's still much work to be done. This is the elephant in the room that we have, immigrants and Indigenous people. And I came out supporting the NDP. I've never supported a political party before because something has to be done about Indigenous people and the immigrant people. If we don't have money, you don't get it either. The way the country does well is when everyone does well. Then the dollar keeps going around and around and around, and we start to purchase things that you make, and you purchase things that we make. And pretty soon the country is uplifted by the ability of everyone to make a decent living. And so we have that as a responsibility, and I apologize to you because when I was your age, I promised the world that I would change that. I was not successful. You begin a journey of creating a life you choose today, and I feel for you. I know that bachelor year is the worst degree you can get. The master's not so bad. PhD, it gets worse again. But I hope some of you go on to graduate school anyway. Canada, I believe, has the capacity more than any other country to lead the world in resolving racial, national, gender, and sexual conflict without violence like no other country. And I can see this in the students. 168 nations of people reside in this country from elsewhere. Another 1,800 Indigenous nations reside in this country. We have so much diversity, and we're not taking advantage of that fact. You could. We can create the greatest country that we dream of, but each of us has to decide what it is we really want from this life, what we want for our children. Cultural collision requires sound cultural theory to humanize us all. We all want a country that reflects our highest standards of humanity, justice, and freedom. And we are capable of creating this country in our workplaces, in these institutions of higher learning, and in our families. This is your crossroad. This junction is your beginning. I want you to remember that although this country celebrates 152 years of existence, when it does so, it obliterates 4,002 years of Indigenous history and a 1,000-year-old Constitution which formed the foundation of the American Constitution, the United Nations, and is beginning to form the foundation of Canada. I'm speaking of the Constitution of the Haudenosaunee, the Iroquois Confederacy. The removal of a people's children, which was what happened to us, is an act of genocide. They came for our children and we remain undefeated. They're still coming for our children. There are more children in care today than there were children at residential school. The genocide is still continuing, and we need to have a stop to it. I want to read you a last poem from a book that myself and my two daughters wrote, and it's the signature poem of the book. It's called Hope Matters, and it was written by my daughter, Kalumpa Bob, who's sitting over to my right. I know she doesn't want me to point her out, but there you go. Mothers are awful. It's called Hope Matters. Hope lives inside the artist, instrument, brush, voice, pen, sculpture, body. Hope breathes life inside this, shadowy crevices where doubt waits to feast on our weakened and dimmed inner light. Hope gives us strength to trudge through the muck and the mire to find solid ground. Hope is the home of curiosity, imagination, intelligence, and compassion. Artists are an empathic link between hope and the outside world. Hope frees, hope relieves, hope moves us. Artists move people from inspiration to action and direct hope toward a new reality that can be shared by everyone in the end. Hope matters. And I want to give you an example of that hope. A long time ago, Chinese people tried to support Indigenous people by warding off starvation, by bringing them a fish boat full of rice. The government confiscated it, and the people went hungry, and many of them died. But to honor that day, Indigenous people built them a pole and took it to China during the earthquake. And so the Chinese invited the Indigenous people to participate in their New Year dragon dance. And since then, there's been great interaction between the Indigenous community and the Chinese community in Vancouver. Something that was blocked for 80 years has been undone, and wonderful things are coming out of it. New art between Chinese and Indigenous artists is coming out of it. New poetry from some of the younger poets, both Asian and Indigenous, is coming out of it. We're marching forward to a new kind of understanding of each other in which no one is illegal. Thank you very much.
I'm James Rush. I'm the university's Vice President Academic and Provost. And my first job today is to thank Dr. Miracle for her address to Convocation, both for the sobering perspective you brought, the inspiration, and the message of hope you ended on. Thank you very much. And I'd like to also officially welcome Dr. Miracle to the group of Waterloo's distinguished alumni through the conferring of the honorary degree today. One more round of applause. Would the members of the graduating class please rise? Mr. Chancellor, I present to you those scholars who have fulfilled the statutory requirements laid down by the Senate of the University that they may be admitted to their various and several degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me and in the university, I hereby admit you to your various and several degrees, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto appertaining.
Thank you. Please be seated. It's my pleasure to invite Amandreo Vasquez Cortez to come forward and deliver the valedictory address.
Hi, Mom. Okay. Good morning, everyone, and welcome. Mr. Chancellor, Mr. President, members of Convocation, and finally, my fellow graduates. My name is Emmanuel Cortez, and on behalf of the arts graduating class of 2019, I'd like to welcome you all. I would like to thank the administration, the faculty, family, friends, and guests in joining us in this monumental achievement. First and foremost, graduates, congratulations. Bear with me for a second. I want you to do something. I want you to visualize a line. On one end is a point that represents your very first day of university, and on the other is your last. Now, what does this line look like? Is it a straight line? Does it have loop-de-loops or zigzags or whatever? Whatever it is, this is your University of Waterloo journey. A journey that has been the most chaotic and stressful and tiring and expensive and rewarding and adventurous. This line full of experiences is why you are sitting here today. As you explore this line, you come across the people that you've met and the clubs that you've taken, the classes that you've taken a second time, and maybe a Bomber Wednesday in there. In the lines that we've created, we have been pushed and challenged by those around us. Being in the Global Business and Digital Arts program, just a little shout out there. I've taken classes from video production to UX design, all the way to computer science. Just as some of you have taken classes in psychology, finance, or even that Beyonce course. But some of the most important lessons learned cannot be found on any of those lecture slides. We've written research papers, memorized formulas, and have done countless amount of readings. The University of Waterloo fosters a community that pushes us to go beyond the classroom, to a place where experience is also a teacher. So, with that in mind, I proudly present to you Amandreo's summarized version of all the things that I've learned in University 101. So, lesson number one, always number one, is self-care. I've traveled a lot in the last couple of years, and one of the things that flight attendants say during takeoff is when the emergency masks go down, you put on yours first, and then you proceed to help others. So, why is this relevant? When we put ourselves in a position where we help ourselves first, we help those around us more effectively. Lesson number two is remember your roots and cherish your relationships. In the last 4 years, I've been part of many communities here, from St. Jerome's University to the Stratford School of Interaction Design and Business to main campus. Skill building was great and experiences were amazing, but what resonates with me the most are the people that I've met. Lesson number three, when in doubt, cite your sources, MLA, APA, Chicago, we know the drill. Lesson number four is, speaking of citing those sources, as Nike would say, just do it. It's funny how in my last year of university, the amount of times I've heard the term, you know what, since this is my last year, I'm finally gonna do it. We have this mindset that just because it's our last year, we have this newfound confidence to do whatever we want. Remember that feeling and carry it on. And finally, lesson number five is to continue to reflect and move forward. Remember all the mistakes that you made, the skills that you've acquired, friends that you've made, and everything in between. the most impactful thing to do with experience is to reflect and then move forward. Earlier, I asked you all to visualize a line that represents your University of Waterloo journey. I asked this because an American poet, Ralph Emerson, once said that it's not about the length of life, it's about the width and depth. As a University of Waterloo student, I'm going to go beyond this idea and innovate a little. When you visualize and draw your lines, don't focus on that length, focus on the width and the depth and the color and the expressions and the loop-de-loops and zigzags and all. Our lines are drawn in a unique path full of our own challenges, and may our lines meet again. You're going to be hearing this a lot during graduation season. You're off to great places. Today's your day. Your mountain is waiting, so get on your way. Not much of a poet like Dr. Seuss, but I too wrote a little poem for you all. It goes like this. So be bold, like the geese in their confident way, and cheer loud like you're in the stands of black and gold day. Stay carefree as if you're going to class with your socks and your Birks, and remember that feeling of congratulations from Waterloo Works. Remember the long lines at Tim's and all-nighters at SLC, and celebrating that group project with some bubble tea. This isn't the end. Your life is about to begin, but remember to add each other on LinkedIn. Finally, when things get tough, always push through. And remember our wonderful cheer of, if you all want to join me, water, water, water. Congratulations, graduates. Raps in 6.
I only disagree with one thing you said, Emandreo. I think maybe you are a poet, and so much more. Good morning once again, everyone. Mr. Chancellor, honored guests and participants. What a fantastic day we're already off on. Convocation is perhaps the most rewarding occasion in the life of a university. It evokes both our ancient rights and privileges while also recognizing significant accomplishments, and at the same time stirs within us the promise of new beginnings. On behalf of the entire University of Waterloo administration team, I would like to formally thank all of those who have made today possible. Convocation literally means the action of calling people together for a large formal assembly, so it's actually not possible for us to have a convocation without all of you. So to the graduands, and to the parents and families and friends of our graduands, especially those of you who have traveled from far away to be here, thank you for making this possible. To the university community for developing these scholars and delivering this outstanding event for our new alumni, thank you very much to all of you. And of course, we also acknowledge at the same time those who have been unable to join us today. We each individually feel their presence as part of this special assembly today. I would like to now call on all the graduands to remain seated as I invite all of the parents and the family, friends, and event coordinators to please rise as you are able. And I'd like the graduands to locate your special people, your family, your friends, your supporters of various kinds. You're going to hear the bell, and you're going to hear a lot of shouts throughout the convocation. You might as well know where each other are. Graduands, would you join me together in thanking all of the parents, family, and friends and supporters who are here for you today? Thank you very much. Please be seated. As we prepare to confer the degrees, just a few technical notes. For guests wishing to take photos of their graduates, there is a photography area located to the left of the stage. That can be accessed through the back of the gym on the west side doors, and you can come forward to this area. If you approach that area just before your special graduate is about to proceed across the stage, you'll be in a position to take good photographs. And once you've taken your photos, we'd ask you just to please return to your seats to allow others to come in and fill your spot to take pictures of their special graduates. And to the graduates, on a similar note, I'm assuming that one of the first things you learned in school, and I'm hoping it wasn't at the University of Waterloo, was the alphabet. So you'll be acutely aware of the fact that if you're towards the front of your group, your name likely begins with an A or a B or a C, and if you're towards the back, it's probably an X or a Y or a Z. You're all in it together. So we just ask that when you cross the stage, that you'd return to your seats and we'd all share in the convocation together through to its completion. So, now on to the main event. We're going to proceed with the conferring of the degrees. And to that end, I'd like to invite Scott Klein, Vice President, Academic and Dean of St. Jerome's University, to announce the first roster of graduate names.
Mr. Chancellor, I present the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Arts, St. Jerome's University General Program, 3 years. Phoenix Mullen. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. Mr. Chancellor, I present the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Arts, St. Jerome's University General Program, 4-year. Christina Kasich, Rachel Steffler. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. Mr. Chancellor, I present the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Arts, St. Jerome's University Honors Program. Fabiola Marina Alvarez. Also the recipient, thank you. Also the recipient of the St. Jerome's University Zach Ralston Award for Academic Excellence and Community Contributions. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. Barbara Diane Amorim, Genevieve Fran Ayust, and Vanessa Burke. Mackenzie Morgan Burnett, Sky Ann Karen, Priscilla Carrara. Olivia Catherine McInnes Carvalho, Melissa Castillo Romero, Marissa DeRay. Brianna Del Sandro, Sophia Catherine Fleming, Cassandra Fleury. Chloe Yu Fournier, Jocelyn Gabrielle Harper, Nicole Marie Louise Garrett. Joseph Daniel Jufrey, Sadie Autumn Green Winter, Ada Imtiaz. Abigail Andrea Kinnear, also the recipient of the Faculty of Arts for Distinguished Academic Achievement Award in Psychology. Sophia Beamish Kudryatsev, also recipient of the Faculty of Arts for Distinguished Academic Achievement Award in Sexuality, Marriage, and Family Studies. Sydney Paige Curbs, Clarice Yu Sam Lam, Brittany Lee Langevin. Megan Elizabeth Ann Laronde, Selena Luthra, Madeline O'Neill McDonald. Megan Madison, Ella Gordon Mahler, Bradley Allen McNeil. Lindsay Ann McNeil, Shannon Eileen Faneuf, Monica Camille Sapagna. Moira Scully, also the recipient of the Faculty of Arts for Distinguished Academic Achievement Award in Medieval Studies. Michelle Serrano Sandoval, Samantha Spitzeri, Haley Staller. Thomas Edward Stroyan, Jordan Albert Tardif, Li Wang. Miranda Jane Wetlaufer Stroud, Brittany Lynn Wick. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. I now invite Kofi Campbell, Vice President Academic and Dean, Renison University College, to the podium.
Mr. Chancellor, I present the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Arts, Renison University College General Program 3-year. Emily Grace Anderson, Dalen Sharon Fadell, Megan Glennie, Tiana Marissa Crampion, Angela Mariah Morgan, Sherilyn Moss McDonald. Fiza Siddiqui, Taya Marianne Vandermeersch, Carlene Wallace. Sarah Yent. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. Mr. Chancellor, I present the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Arts, Renison University College, General Program, 4-year. Jessica DaCosta, Emily Ann Graham, Haley Alexis Hustins, Bernadette Maglinau, Mena Tunks, Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. Mr. Chancellor, I present the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Arts, Honors, Renison University College. Charlotte Agee Ashby, Amanda Elizabeth Andriot, Jennifer Araujo. Melissa Arujo, Ariel Sheila Barber, Caitlin Bentz. Ria Suman Bargava, Bettina Del Rosario Bajornia, Cassandra Bowes. Megan Jacqueline Byrne, Alethea Campbell, Miranda Chacoin. Sabrina De Cruz Neva, Chelsea Bryn Davis Nees, Holly Donko. Zoe Dunbar, also the recipient of the Renison University College Board of Governors Medal for Academic Achievement and the Faculty of Arts for Distinguished Academic Achievement Award in Social Development Studies. Michelle Duchesne, Jillian Marie Fincher, Gabrielle Elizabeth Gagne Baldachin. Victoria Greening, Julia Hall, Fatima Hanif. Angel Mack, Cherdwen Ann McDonald, Mary Amberdon Ferwan Mangaya. Allison Suyang Park, Jasmine Punya, Aaron Carl Palmer Russo. Madison Rumford, Sharon Salway, Michaela Lynn Shantz. Shannon Kathleen Silva, Erin Elizabeth Suey, Allison Michelle Swayze. Paige Kathleen Sever, Megan Sui, Alicia Elizabeth Tuck. Olivine Keith Maedias Viapando, Kayla Dawn Wright. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. I now invite Dr. Andrea Daly, Director of the School of Social Work, Rensselaer University College, to the podium.
Mr. Chancellor, I present the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Social Work, Rensselaer University College Honours Program. Carla Marie Gagnon, Tanya Montebello, Catherine Suzanne Mudge, Christy Elaine Van Egmond, Colleen Elizabeth Walker, Erin Williams, Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. I now invite Douglas M. Peers, Dean, Faculty of Arts, and Catherine Atchison, Associate Dean, Undergraduate Programs, Faculty of Arts, to the podium.
Mr. Chancellor, I present the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Arts, University, General Program, 3-year. Deborah Knepper, Vasile Kozmen Zurza, Eletta Louise Mitten, Amrita Sandhu, Ryan Tan, Nadine Victoria Proctor. Arthur John Tinholt, Anne Louise Truman, Leanna Walsh. Jesse Wu, Abdul Ilie. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. Mr. Chancellor, I present the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Arts, University, General Program, 4-year. Ziyun Bian, Wanan Chen, Jinggu. Alicia Marie Hills, Maximilian Yisan Lau, Chantal Ropafadzo Marakadze, Aisha Masood, Karan Mukal Misra, Pan Yueting. Jugad Panu, Katarina Pham, Daniel Shamus. Tiffany Triu, Chong Zheng Wang, Zheyu Wang. Joseph Wang, Calvin Yin. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. I now invite to the podium the Dean of Arts, Douglas Peers.
Mr. Chancellor, I present the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Arts, University Honors Program. Susana Alejandro Alfaro Argumendo, Hassan Ali Jawad Alawi Al-Karoni, Humbert John Paulo Arroyo. Jessica Sarah Barch, Diksha Basandi, Quinn Theodore Bank. Caitlin Brast, also the recipient of the Faculty of Arts for Distinguished Academic Achievement Award in Classical Studies. Malaya Chanel Bernard, Sloan Alicia Brindley, Adrian Yolanda Katerina Bruno. Ciara Burrows, Taylor Mary Lynn Canning, Bernice Hui Nam Chan. Charles Gavin Chan, Dina Chavez, Emily Man Ki Che. Ying Yi Chen, Ezra Chleat, Larissa Polita Chutu. Kirk Chiolfi, Alexander Edward Colnut, Austin Coles. Sierra Nicole Collingburn, Matthew John Condi, Oriana Ida Marie Confente. Christine Cote, Monique Hui Dang, Mihan Hassan Davar. Matthew Toshio Sebastian De Gabriele, Tajil Dewan, Emily Jean Diamond. Isel Burfin Dogan, Davis James Dolan, Christopher Charles Earl. Muriel Jane Farmer, Danielle Fernandez, Jennifer Lynn Ford Watling. Sarah Jane Fortuna, Ariel Alexandra Quayle Fullerton, Priya Carr Gill. Danielle Bisnar Griffin, Hui Guan, Aldiana Halalagic. Rachel Isabel Hammermuller, Tausha Nicole Hanna, Galen Naidu Harris. Ophelia He, Sam Ho, Eunice Ning Su. Amelia Hunter, Syed Mohammed Sadiq Hussein, Lenora Hun. Virginia Hun, Oluwatabi Samuel Ibikunle, Masha Janjas. Daniel Jeffrey Jewson, Munesha Raman Kalamdar, Jordan Daniel Cam. Umang Kanani, Jane Hyunjun Kang, Cooper Alexander Karasek. Abaho Karahanga, Jin So Kim, Aaron Jung Yun Kim. Karen Yun Ko, Julia Victoria Kaczynski, Drishti Lalwani. Michelle Zay Yan Lam, Alicia Maxine Latimer, Janice Law. Erlene Lee, Sikong Lee, Veronica Liang. Jin Yuan Lin, Joyce Lin, Linley Liao. Bingwei Liao, Bingfan Liao, Zhangkun Liao. Xiaoji Liao, Yilye Liao, Kevin Mao. Michaela Grace Dorothy McCrory, Eden Arlene McFarlane, Tristan Murray McGibbon Kletke. Kennerly Rachel McKellar Harris, Soven Kiri Mias, Caitlin Mackenzie Miller. Samantha Grace Mills, Clara Emma Elizabeth Mitchell, Hussein Mayala. Morgan Lee Mortier, Maya Musa, Cecilia Mulvey. Stella Louise Mueller, also the recipient of the Faculty of Arts for Distinguished Academic Achievement Award in Economics. Ellie Knowles, Cassandra Bethany Negrete, Amy Ngo. Ola Watomasin Abimbola Oguntunde, Larissa dos Santos Olivieri, Mary Eve O'Rourke. Tyler James Keone Osborne, Chelsea Grace Pangalanan, Marissa Ann Panton. Holly Patrick, Paulina Marlena Pietzik, Danielle Lynn Poirier. Ashton Pryor, Matthew Evan Robinson, Liam Ryan. Farah Sadek, Mohammed Ali Ghulam Hussein Saleh, Amrit Kaur Sandhu. Emily Grace Schmidt, Yue Shen Wen Xin Shi. He Jung Shin, Amy Sigvaldason, Devin Skolud. Christine Victoria So, also the recipient of the Faculty of Arts for Distinguished Academic Achievement Award in Anthropology. Emily Susan Smart, Jordan Hendrikus Stenge, Claudia Margot Tavara Tello. Kate Stericker, also the recipient of the Faculty of Arts for Distinguished Academic Achievement Award in English Language and Literature. Andre Tariba, Diana Tse, Adeline Voon Si Tse Sik Sun. Jody Ngoyen Tu, Joseph Trui Han Tu, Carissa Angela Van Moyen. Wilma G. Vanderloo, Hannah Viega, G. Y. Wang. Xian Wang, Sarah Louise Welton, Xing Yu Wu. Heochen Xia, Min Cheng Shu, Sin Yu Young. Maurice Chi Yu Yim, Jason Oliver Hawkman Young, Alan Alberto Zebarak. Heo Xuan Zhang, Jiwei Zhang, Liran Zhang. Jiaying Zheng, Jiang Zhou, James Bao Guang Zhu. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. Mr. Chancellor, I present the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Global Business and Digital Arts. Naomi Adawa, Sarah Al Agil, Tiffany Au. Justin Shun O Young, Aaron May Bernardo, Devin Stevenson Bradwell. Danielle Brenneman, Talia Kanan Calder, Jessica Chandraslan. Eric Wing Kit Chung, Brianna Elaine Cohens, Amandreo Vasquez Cortez. Caitlin Cynthia Leanne Court, Reese Croft, Sonia Lane Dunlap Darlison. Brian Dumbleton, Tamika Elliott, Karen Fang. Maisie Yi Y Fowler, Daniel James Haddad, Ming Ku Han. Henry Donald Hoffman, Naomi Benson Linton Ing, Emily Ann Hunt. Emma Janelle, Jennifer Kibble, Wilson Y. Chun Lam. Eric Soder Lamoureux, Kaylin Helen Lee, Jennifer H.Y. Lee. Xiao Yang Li, Jiao Hao Lin, Nathan Hua Ma. Emma Catherine Mahoney, Graydon Kenneth Matheson, Ryan Merkley. Grace Newmayer, Shelby Doris Oldford, Danielle Kelly Park. Alexander Joseph Policicio, Usuru Samal Tenajay Pulwata Gedarage, Benjamin Prosterman. Nita Rafiq, Tejaswini Ramakumar, Taylor Ane Roundtree. Aaron Edward Ruddick, Daniel George Ruganetz, Nazir Arturo Salak. Katrina Stephanie Schoten, Jacob Heinz Maurice Schumann, Alina Singh. Matthew Robert Southgate, Sarah Stock, Brandon Surya Hadi Putra. Krisika Sutanaturisawan, Chloe Tanchip, Noah Andrew Trotman. Kimley Trong, Rayshan Zayden Ula, Victoria Ann Vandenberg. Adrian Vilcini, Vivian Chow Vo, Annalise Maria Vogel. Luke Wise, Alexandria Yuri Wan, Ashley Chantel Wong. Elia Tak Chuan Wong, Juan Gavin Shu, Minda Yang. Kaylin Adelaide Younger, also the recipient of the Faculty of Arts for Distinguished Academic Achievement Award in Global Business and Digital Arts. Si Yun Yu Ming Zhang. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. Mr. Chancellor, I present the candidates for the degree Diploma in Human Resource Management. Patricia Michelle Owens. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. I now invite Daniela O'Neill, Assistant Vice President, Graduate Studies and Postdoctoral Affairs, to the podium.
Mr. Chancellor, I present the candidates for the degree Master of Arts. Emily Acton, Devonish Heather Aransevia, Alexandra Jean Bernard, Maria Bernadette Battaglia, David Earl Cahy, Nicholas Chambers, Justin Michael James Dell, Gamzee Demaray, Moran Eby, Megan Vera Bryden Entz, Travis Elliott Fong, Jiao Hua Gao, Xiao Yu Han, Suzanne Yvonne Heeg, Rebecca Herbener, Curtis William Thomas Jenkin, Miriam Khalil, Ivan Koparin, Andrew Theodore Kolshishin, Sebastian Lacey, Kyla Morgan Leclerc, Lexin Liu, Rugo Liu, Dominique Louet, Andrew Gerhard Miles, Christabel Palacio, Emily Ann Saunders, Emily Scaljo, Jayin Song, Elizabeth Patricia Tennant. Shen Jiayu Wang, Adam Edward Anthony Upeniaks, Catherine Tu. Taylor Christina Vallignon, also the recipient of the Warren Ober Award for Outstanding Performance by a Graduate Teaching Assistant. Margit Weining, Yiyang Zhu. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. I now invite Christina Vanin, Acting Dean, St. Jerome's University, to the podium.
Mr. Chancellor, present the candidates for the degree Master of Catholic Thought, St. Jerome's University. Anne Daphne Denemy, Marianne Teresa Mooney. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. I now invite Daniela O'Neill, Assistant Vice President, Graduate Studies and Postdoctoral Affairs, back to the podium.
Mr. Chancellor, I present the candidates for the degree Master of Theological Studies, Conrad Grebel University College. Kyung Young Kim, Joshua Kuhnel. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. We will now confer the degree Doctor of Philosophy, the highest academic degree awarded by universities. Attaining a PhD is no easy task. It involves years of hard work, attainment of subject matter expertise, and a contribution to the sum of human knowledge in a subject area through original research. It is an honor to call upon the following graduands to receive the degree, Doctor of Philosophy. Sarah Aga Kazem, Applied Economics. Lacey Ann Beer, English. Claire Birmingham, English. Also the recipient of the Governor General's Gold Medal for highest academic achievement in a master's or doctoral program. Morteza Degani, English. Amna Hyder, English. Philip Militek, English. Dhruba Nupani, English. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. Mr. Chancellor, I now request you to confer in absentia the various and several degrees upon those candidates who were approved by Senate but who were unable to be present at today's convocation.
I confer the degrees in absentia.
I now invite James Rush, Vice President, Academic and Provost, to the podium.
The Graduate Studies Office, in collaboration with the Graduate Student Association, established the Award of Excellence in Graduate Supervision to recognize faculty members who have demonstrated outstanding success and commitment in the supervision of their graduate students. Graduate student supervision has many dimensions, including being a mentor, advisor, collaborator, strategist, sponsor, supporter, and sometimes a lifelong friend. The relationship between graduate student and supervisor is complex, and effective graduate supervision requires dedication and commitment to all aspects of the welfare and success of the student. Mr. Chancellor, I present Randy Harris. Dr. Randy Harris has been a valuable member of the Department of English Language and Literature since 1992. Throughout his career at Waterloo, he has supervised 7 doctoral and 5 master's students. He has demonstrated a remarkably strong commitment to graduate studies and graduate students, including the time he served as the Associate Chair, Graduate Studies. He was instrumental in developing the department's unique PhD program, which combines literary and rhetorical studies. Dr. Harris is a renowned scholar of rhetoric with research interests as diverse as rhetoric of science, linguistics, figuration, interaction design, rhetoric in cognition, and human-computer interaction. His own enthusiasm for research that is collaborative, crosses disciplinary boundaries, and engages diverse audiences is exemplary and inspiring. Dr. Harris's mentorship can be characterized as comprehensive and consistent. He supports and trains the whole person. He nurtures students' intellectual development as researchers. He encourages them to tackle problems that personally engage them and to explore novel modes of disseminating their knowledge. He mentors students as professionals who will go on to a variety of careers both inside and outside of academia. He involves them in his own grant-funded research projects as collaborators and sometimes co-authors, a practice that is uncommon in the humanities. And he continues to advise and support students even beyond their graduation. Dr. Harris genuinely cares about the students he mentors. He goes out of his way to ensure that their experience as graduate students at the University of Waterloo is the best it could possibly be. Mr. Chancellor, in recognition of his outstanding achievement in graduate supervision, I ask you to present the Award of Excellence in Graduate Supervision to Randy Harris. I now invite Feridun Hamdalapur, President and Vice Chancellor, to the podium.
They look fantastic, don't they? The brand new class of Arts 2019. Unfortunately, we are well past the Chancellor's prediction of 2 hours, so I'll keep my comments fairly short to 15-20 minutes. Hope you'll be with me. I thank you so much for staying with us and making this ceremony enjoyable for everybody. But let me take a few minutes to take this last chance to talk to our brand new graduates. Let me tell you how proud of you we are. You've done something marvelous. When you first started at the University of Waterloo, you may recall that we said, look, congratulations, you made a fantastic decision. Number one, decided to do your university education. And second, you decided to do it here at the University of Waterloo. It's going to be exciting, it's going to be rewarding, and it's not going to be easy. But we wanted your promise that we will meet you here at your convocation. Thank you so much for keeping that promise. Thank you for your perseverance, your resilience, your determination, and passion in what you study. As I had the pleasure of talking to so many of you as you were crossing this stage, it was unbelievably rewarding. Finding about things that you will be doing, things that I would never think of myself, and you are so confident in what you will be doing next. As our Chancellor mentioned, there are so many challenges and equally so many fantastic opportunities waiting for you. It's so exciting to be the graduates here and graduates of this remarkable university, graduates of the University of Waterloo. I thank you, parents, siblings, friends, supporters of our graduates. You've been with them all along, and thank you so much for being with them today. You supported them. You probably paid some of their tuition. Thank you. And I believe you will know that it was absolutely well worth it. And I thank my faculty colleagues and staff here. I believe they had something to do with you being here today. Our university is equally ambitious, passionate, determined to make a difference in the world. We will be able to do this because you are making us to do this. You're enabling us to do this. So we will be watching your tremendous progress. We will be watching you with great pride. And we want you to watch us as well. We want you to be engaged with us Now you're joining a great family of more than 210,000 very proud University of Waterloo alumni. Keep in touch, watch us, engage with us. Now we need your advice to how to do things better. Thank you so much for spending the last 4 or 5 years, and our PhD graduates, maybe a few more years than that, longer than that. Thank you. What you've done is remarkable. You slept with it, you ate with it, you live with it all the way, and we're so proud of your accomplishments. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been a great convocation ceremony for all of us. Again, thank you so much for being with us. And Mr. Chancellor, over to you.
All I have to say is convocation is adjourned.